Hi, I'm Christy Simpson. Today's question is, how do you create room for your choir to dance and sing on a small stage? And it says, how do you dance and sing when they have a lot of set and props on it? This is a good question. My stage at my church is not huge. I know some of yours are smaller, but a lot of yours are a lot bigger. I think the first thing to do would be to recognize that in order to do a cool dance move, something like that, you don't have to have that much room. Kids often want to take big steps when you're doing something, when you can make the move look exactly the same by taking small steps or even steps in place, okay? So if you're not really moving very much from where you are, you can still do arm moves, and if you're right next to someone, you can stagger one person up, one person back. So I don't use risers that much. So if we're not using risers and say we're using something with maybe a choir loft where you have a tiny bit more space, I would stagger kids, one back, one front, one back, one front. So you can definitely put your arms out, stuff like that. But if you don't, you can just have one person agree, I'm gonna go front, the person, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go front. You can really do a lot more than you'd think you can. A lot of kids think, oh no, I need all this room. You really don't. So if you're supposed to be walking in place, you can be taking steps to the side, take them in place. Just tell the kids that. I just told my kids the other day, they were walking off the stage. I said, no, we're walking in place. Who cares? Stay in the center of the stage. You still get the effect of the movement. Also, I have taken to taping off certain spots of the stage to kind of corral the kids. So if you have some drama kids that you want to be doing something really cool, but you don't have a ton of space, tape off a little box on the ground with bright tape is fine. And then when you get towards a performance, you can make it black tape or something so it doesn't show up, and just say, I need you staying right here. So I had 4 kids in my show that I was recently doing, and I needed them all to be just kind of staying right there, no matter what we're dancing. So I just made this little circle of tape and said, stay near the box. Like if you step out of it, it's not going to end the world, but just stay right over there. And that kind of just kept them, because you all have, we all have certain kids that are just little kids. If you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. They're going to be da 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 across the whole stage. So putting them in little boxes, like I need you guys to stay right here. This is your spot. Make it look amazing by doing big movements with your upper body, but you don't actually have to move too far out of your spot. And that actually has turned out really good for me, just keeping everybody contained so you don't have chaos all over the stage. So you guys are in this box, you guys are in this circle, you guys on the risers, I put tape down where I want them to stand so they don't clump up. So put tape down on the risers if you really want them to be staggered. Like if you want the first row to be like this, and then you want the second row, you want their heads in the window of the people in the first row. You know, windows, kids don't always get the windows thing. So I put tape on the ground and say, make sure you're standing on your tape. Now a tip with the tape is you always rip it off and fold it under so that you can easily pull it up. Because with masking tape or something like that, if you don't do that, it's going to be ground in there forever or it's going to be really hard to take up. So I always tear off a piece of tape, fold it under, put it down there. So in 2 weeks when we're done, we can just rip it up. And sometimes I even put people's names on the tape. There's no shame in doing that, and it actually helps you be able to control if you have a small space that you can see the second row person that's behind those first row people, and people aren't directly behind each other's heads. So tape can be your friend, and just be intentional about creating your different spots on the stage and hopefully making it bigger than it actually is.